going on, Jerome's? So we're in the midst of summer break right now, and the blessed 4, 5, 6 weeks that some of these players and coaches truly get off in terms of an actual vacation between the end of minicamp / OTAs and the beginning of training camp. It's nice time, but also it is kind of stressful time. Right, because I mean these players are human and they're young men with lots of money, and now with a little bit of free time, they like to enjoy themselves just like any other human certainly would, right? But the whole thing about being available physically for your profession, that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where sometimes things are at odds. And I mean, just as like a super casual fan, like I still worry like every single day, just like, it's a beautiful day. I feel like some mistakes will be made. I feel like some of those, those Busch Light peaches or, some of those high noons are going down a little bit too easy. And once you're amongst friends, like you can tend to do stupid things. And also you can be encouraged to do stupid things. But, it's a very interesting time of year. And, I mean, like I said, as a fan, I'm worried. But if you're a coach or executive, you just got to be on pins and needles this entire time, man. Diana Rossini, The Athletic. It's unbelievable how tense and uptight head coaches and GMs are this time of year. So many of them are over social media check in on their players. One GM I spoke to today is counting down to get to camp so he doesn't have to check his phone out of fear, because you're just waiting. You're just waiting to get that phone call in the middle of the night. And we've seen numerous examples that we don't even have to go over of accidents, fireworks, ATVs. I don't know. Oh, man. But Mark Ramondi did up a fantastic piece this week talking about what NFL players aren't supposed to do in the offseason. And he started off with Kittle being a WrestleMania. And then John Lynch was just like, no. It's funny, man. Which, wrestling, of course, is scripted and predetermined. The injuries aren't, man. Like, those wrestlers put their bodies on the line, and that always gets me too. Like, professional athletes, like NFL players, getting in the ring. Yeah, it's one thing to just talk ish and be good on the mic, but actually getting in there and getting like choke slammed and stuff, that gets a little bit dicey. But O'Connell had an interesting part in this. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell was a quarterback for the New York Jets in 2010 when he got married to his then fiancee Leah. O'Connell attempted to appropriate the prohibitive offseason activities language in his contract for his own purposes. Quote, "I tried to use the clause to get out of dancing at my own wedding," O'Connell said with a laugh. "It didn't necessarily work, and I was able to make it through without any injury," which, I don't know, like, wedding dances, I see leaves of green, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. That's it. Slow dances swaying in the music. Now, the O'Connells, like, if he could get out of September, because people love September at a, and do you remember? People love that at a wedding reception. See what else? Like, Don't Stop Believing is always a hit. The electric slide. I don't know what it is with people on the electric slide. Like, name a non-wedding reception place where you've done like the cha-cha slide. Don't tell me what to do, man. I tried blah, blah, blah. On a more serious note, O'Connell said that there has been discussion between coaches and players about what they should and should not be doing in the offseason. Quote, "I think you have to talk about it just because there's been some examples of guys maybe getting an injury, and sometimes it's taking apart one of those reckless activities." He said, "Sometimes it's not. But the whole non-football injury world, the NFI world, it's the last thing you want to be as a coach. See how impactful the game is already got guys' bodies." Now, when players get hurt during the off season, if it's not at the facility and if it's not football related, it goes on NFI. So that's what always raises eyebrows. Now, a player could get this working out on their own, sure, but if a player shows up with the NFI, I mean, did they do something during the off season? Right, so that's always what's raising your eyebrows a little bit. But in general, so a lot of these contracts do have dangerous activities clauses where things as simple as they can't play off-season basketball, which Mahomes, after he signed his 10-year deal, was playing basketball, and then the Chiefs were just like, no. All right, and I feel like you have to parse things out a little bit. Like if a guy wants to go around shooting some threes with his friends, I mean, that's no big deal. But if you're playing like full court, like a competitive 5-on-5, like the Summer Pro League, that's probably not good, right? But I mean, these guys have to be able to live, but it is a fine line, right? So like if you're on vacation someplace tropical, you should be allowed to ride a jet ski. Now, should you be doing that after a couple of cocktails and with a bunch of other high testosterone people and escalating things? Probably not, but just like a super casual, I don't know, 40 kilometers an hour jet ski boat ride. I don't know. But off-season no-nos, skydiving. Although I feel like if you're just going to get injured skydiving, I feel like that's just it, right? I don't know. Bungee jumping, no. Also, like the oversight on bungee jumping and like parasailing, like it's so bad. I don't know. Motorcycles, ATVs, personal watercraft. I mean, that should be a given. Water skiing, wakeboarding. Yeah, good luck with that. You just see that every single summer. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's banned, but also at the same time, like I said, I mean, these guys got to live. I drive 140 miles an hour in 94 at like 3 a.m. Dog fighting, both the disgusting act of fighting dogs as well as you physically fighting a dog. Like when Cam Beasley was wearing like the Juggernaut suit and then letting a dog bite him, I was just like, come on, man. Come on. Or fighting a bear. No, you fight your bears twice in season, right? All right, so don't go out hunting for grizzlies. Now what's the rule of thumb? So if a bear is eating you in a tree, it's a black bear. If a bear is eating you anywhere else, it's a brown or grizzly or a polar. There you go. Just any animal fights in general, whether it's fighting the animals or you're fighting the animal, don't do that. Cave diving. So we were watching that movie 13 Lives about the cave rescue. I couldn't do it. Like that just gives me the heebie-jeebies, like the enclosed location, and plus then you add in water. It's just like homemade submarines, no. Cooking with your face near oil, probably not. No, Njoku showed that. Although that was in season, so although I don't know if it's worse in season or out season. Also, don't touch fireworks. That's all. I mean, 4th of July 4th of July has to be like the inverse Super Bowl for head coaches and GMs, where they're just like anti-sweating or just like, please don't get a phone call. That's it, man. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, there's a break, and guys need to live their lives, but also you can't have it inhibit your profession. So it's a fine line. And hey, if you're gonna enjoy some stuff, just make sure you're smart about it. Don't have alcohol or substances be a factor, and that's it. That's it, man. The NFL is not for long. You're only in this league for so long. I mean, after you're out of football, I mean, just do all the stupid things you want. Who cares? That's your time then. It's not the team's time, not your teammates' time either. That's it. But your thoughts are thoughts. Yeah, don't do that. Let us know in the comment section below. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.